Go. Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car. With a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Have you ever met a real rock star? This ain't no guitar, it's just a clock. I love you, baby. You got me
twisted. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Natalie, and my channel is all about natural hair, lifestyle, and vlogs. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new here, you're very much welcome. Anyways, today is a get to know me video, and I had told you guys that I'd do a part 2 of a vlog that I had filmed as my first video, but when I was editing it, I realized that that video was going to be very, very insensitive, because first of all, I had like showed you guys a snippet of when we're coming back. We met with some Subaru boys. Those are like sports car guys, and that was really interesting. Like, they were driving so fast, so I filmed that. Yeah, that was really a really fun part of the vlog. But then they got arrested. Okay, not really arrested, they got caught by the police, and I also filmed that, and I also caught some of their number plates and their faces. So that would have been very, very insensitive, because they didn't give me consent to film that. There's that, and there's also a large part of my family was also in the video, and I don't think I had asked all of them if I can film them for my YouTube channel. Apart from that, I also didn't want part of my family to be on the internet. Like, yeah, that's some of the part of my life that I want to keep to myself. Anyways, I had asked you guys some questions on my Instagram, and I had written them down because I'm filming on my phone, and I'm also looking at my laptop as well. Some of them are here just in case I can't read, because on my laptop I had organized them in a particular way. So yeah, anyways, child, let's get into it. Okay. First question was, what would you say inspires you the most to do what you do? I'd say my lifestyle. I think I've always been a very imaginative kid, and even as I grew up, I've always been very imaginative. Let me say a visualizer, let me not say imaginative. And it reached a point when I realized I used to think of myself as two versions of myself. There's now me, the current Natalie, or the Natalie that I was then, and then there's potential Natalie. So potential Natalie is the Natalie that, you know, wakes up to work out, drinks a lot of water, and actively seeks growth all the time. What else? She was not afraid to showcase her love for fashion, and she just always used to speak her mind. And I was like, wait, babes, we're not exclusive. Me and potential Natalie are not exclusive. We're the same person. It's just I need to wake up and show up as her, because she's not really a real person. She's me. I'm just choosing to separate myself from a better version of myself. So yeah, so there's that. There's me waking up and reminding myself that I am potential Natalie, and there's also my lifestyle that includes me not ever worrying about bills. The next question, finally, my question is, what motivates you to stay so consistent? Your work ethic. Then she put like the greater than sign. Oh, I think this goes in line with my first question. It's definitely my lifestyle that pushes me to do what I want to do. And I think I've mentioned this before, but not here. Let me mention it here. I'm not someone who looks to the future as something that will potentially save me or something like that. As I was talking about potential Natalie, like, I'm already had the things I want for my future, I'm doing now. And let me try to add a bit of context. For me, the future is not something... Okay, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm sorry. For me, the future is not something that I've always had. Like, I've never really had the future. All I've ever had was now. Yesterday was now. right now is now, and tomorrow will be now. It won't be tomorrow. I really hope that makes sense. Like when we reach tomorrow, it will be during now, not tomorrow. You know what I mean? So like the future hasn't really been there. So I maximize my now, and I think with that I get closer to my goals because I'm already doing my goals. It's just that it will be marked by a certain event. Maybe I'm earning my own money, or I'm buying my own house, or something like that. I guess my consistency is actually showing up because I'm showing up as a person I want to be. Like I'm already doing what I want to do, so that I'm consistent, so that I'm gaining this as something that to fulfill me. That's what I mean. I hope that makes sense. Next question. Do you have siblings? Yes I do. I have one younger brother. And there's also, of course, some of my friends I consider my sisters, and some of my cousins I consider my brothers and my sisters, but biologically I have one sibling. Next question. How did you get interested in fashion? Well, I think fashion has always been something that it's not really something I learned per se. I think it's always been something I used to maybe self-express, for example, according to my mood, or of course according to the weather, according to trends sometimes. But I think it's always been something that I don't think I necessarily like learned and picked out from somewhere how to be fashionable or something like that, because I used to also like go in my mom's closet when I was a kid and wear her clothes and her like big heels. I'm a child at that point, and I'm just looking at myself in the mirror, and that used to make me so happy. So I guess it's not really something I learned per se. It's something that I just learned to express myself through fashion. I hope I answered that well, and to your satisfaction. Next question. Okay, what are your pet peeves? Child, let me tell you something. I really don't like it when, let's say, we're on a dining table and someone is chewing so loudly. Like, I hate that. I hate that. I'm so sorry. I don't like that at all. I don't like having food sounds or like saliva sounds when someone is chewing. It irritates me to the core of my existence. What else? I dislike being around unnecessarily rude people. Why are you doing that? Stop. It irks me. It gets on my nerve. What are your hobbies? Ooh, I really like swimming. I like playing soccer. I love playing soccer. In fact, I love playing soccer and swimming. Those are my two favorite sports. What else? I like cooking. I really like cooking. I think it's something that it's like passion. I express myself through meals, especially when I'm alone. I cook according to mood, or yeah, it's a way of self-expression, and I like that. Your favorite food? Ndo tusilete mchele na maharagwe. I don't think I have one particular food that I may say is my favorite, but let me tell you guys, I adore Swahili biryani. Oh my goodness. I've never actually had it. I've never actually had traditional Swahili biryani, but I do make like biryani, and it's to die for. It's literally orgasmic. It's oh my god. If you've had my Swahili biryani, babes, comment down below. Tell the public what your experience was. Your taste buds were dancing. Yeah. What else? I really like chapati. Yeah, I really like chapati, especially the chapatis at my home, guys. Again, if you've had chapatis from our place, please tell the public. I love pasta. I love pasta. I think it's a meal that's very diverse. You can cook it in so many ways. You can have chicken alfredo, you could have spaghetti bolognese, you could have, I don't know, creamy pasta. Like, it's so versatile. I love pasta, and I think depending on how it's made, it's yeah. Thank you for asking. How would you say people describe you? How would you say people would describe you? Oh, you guys are going deep. How would you say people would describe you? I'd say kind, funny, charismatic, a good listener, a good communicator, someone who shows up for them. I'd like to think that, and I hope whatever I'm saying, if any of my friends or like my family are watching this, they'd be like, yes, I really hope that that's what I am to them. I think those are just the few that I could think of, and I'd like to think they'd say that. So yeah, mashallah. I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, god damn it, what, am I real? I don't think so. Anyways, the next question: what's the one trait you love most about yourself? I think I'm a very curious person, very inquisitive, and I have a sense of wonder. Sense of wonder. Yeah. I think I want to get satisfied, I want to know why I'm doing something. I want to know why I'm listening to something. And I want to know why I need to talk. I want to know. I want to learn. I want to know. Yeah. I think that goes hand in hand with, I like learning. I'm a sponge for knowledge. I love that about myself. What do you want to become? Let me also answer this a bit differently. I think I'm already what I want to become. To some extent, I'm not fully where I want to be, but I think I'm already what I want to become. I want to become someone who shows up for herself. I want to become assertive. I want to continue being curious. I want to continue being a sponge for knowledge. I want to get to the point that I'm not worrying about bills anymore. I want to... Okay, someone's distracting me. I'm sorry. Okay, I want to look back and say there's no one I inspired more than I inspired myself. I want to look back and say I'm so proud of you for getting out of your little shell, because trust me, I was shy as hell. Yeah, I think those are some of the few things that I am and want to become better at. Those things. Yeah, so I want to become what I want. If it's relationship wise, if I'm saying I want this in a person, I want to become that. I want to show up as that person that I want. And yeah, I think I didn't answer it in terms of like your professional job or anything like that. But yeah, those are my biggest goals, because I feel like everything else professionally, that's something that should come along with what I've just said. But anyways, let's move on to the next. What's the meanest thing someone has ever told you? Guys, so I used to have a crush. Oh, not a crush. Ew, I don't have crushes.
Oh, David.
I don't have crushes. I used to be with someone, actually. I was with them, and I don't remember what we were talking about. Please, sit back, relax, put your head somewhere, rest your head somewhere. Ata totally me rest in J. Because this story, so I don't remember what we were talking about, and this person literally said, "You're just boring." Face. Do we have the same face? If we don't, let's make the same face in 3, 2, 1.
Emotional, damn it!
Take it away, Nini.
I was shocked, honey. I was in tears almost.
Guys, let me tell you something. That short sentence had a very, very deep cut, because first of all, I used to, after that now, because this is someone I care about, someone you're actually seeking validation from, told you something like that. But this was such a long time ago. So I used to go on YouTube and search how to be interesting. Aww. Can you imagine? And I remember I also used to avoid social settings a lot. I didn't want to be around people because I didn't want them to think that I'm boring. Like, I used to avoid talking. I used to avoid social settings. I used to avoid somewhere where there's people and it would maybe require me to talk, because I didn't want to talk and then they think that I'm boring or something like that. So yeah, please be very mindful of your words. Something like that you might think it's not really like a big of a deal. It's not really something that could make someone feel, some type of way, because it wouldn't affect you, but maybe it would to someone else. So please be mindful of your words. Be kind. It literally costs nothing. It's free. It's free. Being kind is free. Okay, let's just go on. How did you start your spiritual journey? Oh, I like this one. I think it started with actually listening to myself, because I realize I'm a very intuitive person. Okay, I'm getting busy with my hands. I'm a very intuitive person, and I never used to pay attention to that at all. You just feel something's off, and it is off. It is going to be very off. I remember there's something I was just feeling. There's some environment that I was in, I'm just like, this ain't it. And I couldn't put a finger on it. Like, why am I feeling like this? I feel like I'm home. At the same time, I'm like, no, something's very off here. And immediately I left that environment. I found out why. Started listening to myself, paying attention to myself, and that now went into meditating, reading books. By the way, I've never been much of a reader, but I started reading books, and I'm never going back. It's such a fulfilling feeling after reading a book, expanding your knowledge. Like I said, I'm a sponge for knowledge. I like to learn. So I've said meditating, reading, and being present. That was one of the things that amazed me most about my spiritual journey. Like, these days I'm just ever present. It's amazing. It's so fulfilling. Like, oh my god, oh my goodness. These days I'm very mindful, even when I'm eating. I like to pick out, this, I can taste a bit of salt. On this side, I can taste a bit of this spice. Nini, is it sweet? Is it savory? What's the intensity of the spice? All that, things like that. And I'm able to pick out like far noises and near noises and separate. This is like, and I'm able to find loudness in silence as well. So, yeah. I think the base for that answer would be I started listening to myself. Yeah, what inspired you to start your channel? Ooh, let me say my depth as a person. I think I am a very deep person, and that kind of makes me me. And I like to share things like that in like, this is how now I'm able to express myself, talking to a camera. I used to talk to myself, I used to talk to the walls and just pretend I'm talking to my YouTube friends. But here we are now. I think, yes, I think my depth as a person, and I don't mean a tea. Okay, can I really explain that? I think it's very evident, even like when I'm talking, like you can hear a question could be very, but I'm yeah, so I really like sharing that. I like to inspire myself, and I hope to also be an inspiration to someone else. How did you build your confidence? That's a good question. I started with investigating my triggers. I know that's like a far place to start, but let me explain. For example, there's a some time back, I used to like, look at models and even like just very beautiful ladies, wearing the bikinis, looking all good. And in my head, sometimes like automatically when I see such pictures, I'm like, now why is she wearing this? She's not even decent. And it reached a point now, like now after I started becoming mindful, I'm like, okay, why did I say that? Of course I didn't say it out loud, but in my head I'm like, why did I feel the need to think that? Or where did that thought come from? And every time that happened, I used to investigate it. And I'm like, this is a trigger to me. Someone else being confident in their own skin, someone else looking good is triggering me to say things in a negative way. Why? And I realized that stems from much of my insecurities, ones that were planted by other people when I was a child, ones that were planted by a lot of things that I learned. For example, okay, let me not go into examples because child, that could get hot. But yeah, investigating those insecurities, where are they coming from? And when I found out, I was like, okay, this is a safe space for me and my insecurities to have a conversation. Where did you come from? And slowly I got to the root of so many things, and I'm like, okay, this is freeing. I'm me now. Like, this is me without a fold to like, pick out things in other people that I'm not. Am I saying that because I'm not confident enough to do what they're doing? Yes. Why? So and I found out what my triggers were. I found out why my insecurities were peeping through like that. And I think that's it. It took some time. It definitely took some time. And I think that's a way to kind of prolong your confidence. Confidence is not really something that's going to be there all the time, but since you worked on the root causes of your insecurities, it's going to be, I feel like it's a method that's going to make much more sense than, for me, let me say for me. Oh, and let me talk about a little bit about who told you that. I started working out, like and I used to work out in front of a mirror in my room, and I'm seeing myself sweaty, and I'm like, yes, you go, girl. We love to see it. We love to see a black queen working out. And sometimes I would stop, after I'm done, and I'm looking at my stomach, and I'm like, my stomach is so big. And now, because now I'm getting mindful, I'm asking myself, who told you that? Because that voice is not really mine. It's actually, because it's usually a very loud voice. Your stomach is so big. I'm like, who told you that? That's not me. I didn't tell you that. Who told you that? So yeah, that goes in line with investigating your insecurities. Who told you that? So anytime you're feeling like that and you say, I look so ugly, or ask, who told you that? My stomach is so big. Who told you that? Yeah. And you'll find out the sources of these things that are making you feel a certain way. Apart from Kenya, what other countries have you been in? I've been to South Africa, the US, Canada, what other country? Have I been someplace else? Okay, I don't know if this, okay, the rest are just like connecting flights. Yeah, let me mention that there's Germany, there's Ethiopia, and Malawi. Have I ever been to any other country? I don't think so. And Amsterdam. What? Netherlands. Sorry. Yeah. Ukona mtu. That means, like, are you dating someone or are you seeing someone? I'm not seeing someone. I'm not seeing someone. No, I'm not seeing someone. I'm scared. I'm not seeing anyone. Someone asked, oh, this is such a cute and nice question. What do you like about the relationship you have right now? I think we're very respectful of each other's spaces. We have very firm and steady boundaries. For example, in my friendships, not even in my friend, in my relationships, we ask each other, let's say, for example, I'm going through something and I'd want to call up someone and tell them, hey, I'm not doing well. I ask them for permission before I do that. I'd be like, hi, right now I'm in a bad place and I'd really like to talk to you. Are you in a mental space to receive bad news? Something like that. Or are you in a mental space to receive bad, depressing news? Or may I talk to you about it? May I rant to you about it? I basically ask for permission before starting to blurt out what I want to say. And I think that's been such a game changer because you're respectful of someone's space. Maybe someone was going through something and they just caught some relief, you know, they've just, things have settled a bit. And I just come up and like, hi, that could as well, like, I don't know, take someone like 5 steps behind, because they've reached this point and then it's like whatever you're telling them, it's draining. They did not have the chance to give you consent to giving them that information. And as much as we're in a relationship, I should be able to respect that. I should be able to respect your space, because you're your own person before you're my friend. You're your own person before you're my boyfriend. You're your own person before you're my mom. You're your own person before you're my girlfriend. Yeah, so yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video, and yeah, and I hope let me mention something. Someone told me after watching my previous video, told me that I see my account, my YouTube channel is like a comfort channel. That is the most wholesome thing anyone has ever said to me, and I wanted to cry. Thank you so much. And I hope it continues feeling like a comfort channel, a safe space for, you know, when you want to binge watch me. But you know, when you're not at your best and you just feel like you want to binge watch. So yeah, I'm really glad that I provide such content that makes someone feel like, you know, like I'm home or something like that. But yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the love on my last video. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful, guys. Thank you. That was very overwhelming. Thank you. Anyways, that's it from me for today. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely night, a lovely weekend, a lovely week, depending on whenever you're going to watch this. Other than that, bye.